Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and as has been previously revealed, I have been sent a Moose 1 and an Elk A9 by the absolutely wonderful and an estimable Eric at Misplaced Moose from Moose Mods Shop. He reached out and wanted to send me a pair of these. I managed to talk him into letting me pay for the Auto 9, but the Moose he sent complimentary, and it is absolutely amazing and ridiculous, and I'm gonna talk about it, but first, I'm gonna go throw my shoulder out plinking with this some more, so let's go. Ha-ha! I have the Moose, I have the Elk, we are gonna plink. I'm gonna start with the Elk, mostly to get it out of the way. It's a beefy thing. It hits about 200 FPS. I'll get you your FIPS, don't worry. Top prime. It does fire from a low barrel, which makes it awkward to find your sight picture. It does have B cards built into it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous beast. Get the sun right in my eyes. There we go. It's a gorgeous beast. We'll see if I can hit anything at all with it. Oh, come on. Having problems? There we go. There it is. Oh! Even knowing I need to aim high, I don't aim high enough. I don't know where that was going. I got the 75! There's the sight picture. And I got the 50. Now, the wind's blowing the net in the way. Got a tree come down, gotta fix that. No! This thing runs out of ammo real quick. But it's fun! Lord, what I wouldn't give to get this body, but with pew-pew's internals. So it was actually B burst. That would be pretty cool. Alright, let's plink with what you came here for, most likely. The Moose. I might sit down for this one. Hooah! This thing is beefy. I will be firing Fake. It's really the only thing worth firing through this. And with any luck, I should be able to hit the 100 with this thing fairly reliably. Oh. Apparently, my battery is dead. Looks like it got left on. Yeah, well. Oh, close. Can't tell if I'm high or low. Well, that one was just to the left. No! Got it. Round's complete. Reload! Ah! Ah, okay. See if I can hit the be prepared to stop. Yes! Clipped it, barely. There we go. I don't have a lot of things that can hit the be prepared to stop reliably. Center! Alright, can we get the 75? Oh, a little low. Oh, thing is a beast. There it is! The chunk of impact with this thing is amazing. There. Can I get that 100? I want to hit the 100. There it is! Oh no! Having some issues with it occasionally. The plunger rod is getting misaligned and it's causing it to catch. Well, I hit the 100. I guess that's where we're gonna have to stop, and I'm gonna have to take a look and see if I can resolve that issue. I know what's causing it. I know how to fix it, but then it seems to work its way back into having the same issue. To the shop! Right, we're back at the shop. I got it working again. I'll explain how as soon as we get you your FIPS, because I know how much you love your FIPS. So this one is coming in at 208, 206, 205, 211, 208. So 200 nearly 10 fairly reliably. I think we got a deviation of 6 FPS, which is incredible. I don't know where I would ever use this, but I love it. Absolutely love it. So let's get the FIPS of the big one. Can I even get in frame? I can barely get in frame. Okay, here we go. 222. What? 232. 228. 235 and 231. I think it was hitting in the 220 or 240s. It's down a little bit, and we'll also see why it was part of the fix. Hopefully a long-term fix. Should take a look at it. Right, let's talk about these. So starting with the elk, as far as I understand, this is very similar in concept in many ways to things like the lynx or the gecko, I think. Also very similar to the scamp. In that the plunger system is up top and then the barrel is below and it comes down in reverse, and that's where a lot of the efficiency but also the compactness of it, because the barrel and the plunger tube are essentially taking up the same space in one direction, but just by putting it above it instead of behind it. Very, very cool. It does have a built, because of how long this is, it does have a built-in scar. It's got 3 bearings, or a B-car. 3 bearings just built right into that front assembly. Looks cool because it just makes it look like it's vented. Very, very nice. They did make it left-handed for me. So the mag release is on the left side, or the right side, so I can get it with my thumb, which is cool. He did forget to cut the notch, or to print the magazine reversed, so I had to manually cut a notch in there, but that works just fine. The geometry of the magazine is slightly tragic. It's so close. So it matches the Nightingale except for the catch. The Nightingale's catch is below or behind, and so it will fit a Nightingale magazine, and it kind of clips around the pusher so it will stay in, and then there's the friction from the magazine catches pushing on it. So it will stay well enough. I haven't had it just fall out, which is nice, and now I need a dart. There's no way to deprime this as far as I know. You do have to be careful on mine. It'll get to about there and then it wants to lock, and if you don't push it that little extra bit, it won't fire. But it's lovely. It is a fabulous blaster. Diana mags, which are also very similar to Nightingale mags, have the catch in the right place, but they're just a little bit bigger, and they won't quite fit. Now I do have the jig to cut Diana notches in a Nightingale, and so I could make my Nightingale mags work if I wanted to, and I might. I haven't decided yet, but I would if I was planning to use this a lot, but I don't know where I'm going to use a 210 FPS top prime pistol. If anyone have any ideas of where this would be excellent, let me know. Getting used to the sight picture, because it fires from the lower barrel. This is just a faux barrel just for looks, which is cool. It actually fires from down here, and the sights actually aren't bad. It's just, it feels like you're aiming way too high and that you've got it angled up, but you don't. It's just kind of an illusion of the way the sights are set. And so it's just a matter of getting used to and trusting that it is in fact going where you're aiming it, and that's just practice with any blaster, learning where the sight picture is. It's a little different on pretty much anything. This back here is also just decoration, but again, it looks gorgeous because it's meant to look like RoboCop's pistol, which is cool. I would love to have something that looked like this, but actually had the internals of a pew-pew, so it would actually be burst, because that would just be amazing. Then I would be putting my extended Nightingale mags in it, but someday, maybe. If anyone wants to make a an auto 9 upper for the pew pew. That would make me real happy. All right, let's take a look at the big one, the Moose. This thing is fantastic. I love the look of it. I love the design of it. I love the build of it. I love the ergonomics of it. I like everything about this blaster. Tragically, it's also in that category of where am I ever going to use this? Because it's a 220 to 230 to almost 240 FPS mega dart blaster. And that's firing Accus fakes, which are the heaviest of the ammo. So lighter ammo would go farther, but you wouldn't hit anything. Anything but Accu fakes really don't work out of this as far as accuracy. But Accu fakes are ridiculously accurate for what this is and at the range that it will fire at. That is probably due to, one, it has an enormous barrel, and it does have an absolutely absurd B-car on there. I think it is still triple. Nope, I was wrong. It's 6 sets of 7 bearings. It's an absurd thing, and I love it. And it clearly does, in fact, work. So, the design of this, everything about it, I dig. It does have a quick release on the barrel. It's just a collet. So you can remove the barrel, swap out the barrel. It also makes it a lot easier to transport, because you can cut the length of the blaster in half just by quickly removing the barrel. And it goes in snug. It's not going to fall out on its own. The bolt is solid. I don't know how it's actually attached, but I know there is metal in there, and it's printed properly on against the grain. So it's not printed this way where it's just going to snap off when you look at it funny. No, it's printed this way, so it's much stronger, and I'm pretty sure there's metal, probably a bolt going all the way through it. It's just how solid it is. Good solid mag release. You have to have the bolt down to release the magazine. That is a neat design. It does have a skinny pusher, but when it's up, it's out of alignment, so now it lines up. Standard mega magazine, so you can use Centurion mags, you can use Busby mags, you can use Moto Strike mags, whatever mega mags you want if you want a higher capacity. That is possible. Very, very cool. Super ergo handle with this grip. Love that grip. I absolutely need a bipod for this. I'm going to see if any of the various people that randomly send me stuff have a good bipod in stock at the moment. The scope is not just for decoration. There is, in fact, a red dot scope in here. Unfortunately, I think I left it on and the battery's dead, so I just need to get myself another, 32, 34, whatever battery that is in there. CR something. Train? 2032. I knew there was a 32 involved. But it actually is nice to have it on because it was actually fairly accurate. Or at least it gave me a vague idea of where I was aiming. And without it, there's no sight at all, which made it a little bit difficult. But it is also absolutely solid. Huge, big prints, but held together at both ends with pins and then remarkably few screws. There is remarkably little exposed hardware on the outside of this. There's some that are clearly holding the mag release in, and then the rest is all those 2 pins, really. And we can, if we take this back pin out, we can get to the mainspring. This will then just slide off. This big aluminum bit is in fact a massive aluminum U-channel. Look at how thick that is. There is a reason this thing is solid as a rock, because it's basically got aluminum I-beams in it, which is just fabulous. And here we have our mainspring, which I don't even know what this is, but it is massive and beefy. And then we have our plunger. And here's what the problem I was having with is it was getting misaligned somehow, so it wasn't coming straight back, and it was catching, I believe, on this spring spacer. And it was causing it to just hit it and just not be able to go anywhere. And what I think was causing it to get misaligned was a combination. Originally, I thought it was a herniated O-ring, and now there is a cut O-ring. So I have, looks like I'm missing a whole O-ring now, potentially. What do we got going on there? That doesn't look good. Are my O-rings gone? There's another one in there. Look like both my O-rings on the inside got broken somehow. Maybe that's why I lost some power. Pardon me while I see if I have replacement O-rings. Well, that one will fit. Will they last? Time will tell. Give them a little grease. The plunger rod was catching on this spring spacer and it was causing it to not prime. And I believe the reason that that was happening was the ends of the spring were not squared off. They were, just hooked up and pointing out. And that was causing this to come in at an odd angle. And it also looked like it was getting slightly misaligned in the back because of the same reason. And so I went ahead and just using a pair of pliers, squared off the ends a little bit more. If you can see, they're now slightly squared, which has probably taken out about a coil's worth of power, which is probably why it's down on the 130 or the 230s instead of the 240s. That O-ring issue might also not have been helping. We're going to find out. I was having issues with the O-ring around the plunger head here herniating when you tried to install it, but that doesn't seem to be an issue now. It seems to have gone in cleanly. We can put this back on here, back on there. Line our trigger rod. Oh, come on. That goes in. There we go. Let's load up and see if that has changed anything at all. Hurt. Well, it still catches. 232. 228. 234. 238. 231, so we nearly got it back up to 240 there. I think it's just a matter of I did lose a little bit of power with squaring off those ends, but it's worth it because it's not getting caught now. I might bring it back just a little bit to alleviate that spring rattle. But yeah, this thing is fabulous. It is solidly built and I enjoy it. I don't know where I'm ever going to use a Mega Blaster that hits 240 FPS, even a super accurate one, because that's just a lot of power. A Mega Dart weighs 3 1/3 more than the average half dart, and so you're getting hit by 3 1/3 times the energy traveling at 240 FPS. A regular dart traveling 240 doesn't exactly tickle. That would sting, but the advantage of a heavier projectile is while it does take a lot more energy to get it moving, once it's moving, it stays moving. It has inertial, it has momentum. Yes, it has a larger head that's, getting impacted by a lot more wind resistance, and that's what eventually slows it down. But when I was hitting 100 feet and even aiming at the be prepared to stop, I did not have to arc it up a lot. And even on some of my best half-dart blasters, I have to arc to get the 100 or to hit the be prepared to stop. I got a couple that I don't, but most of them I do. And this, I barely have to, and it's absurd. So I love it. I look forward to finding things to tinker with it. I want to know what the max range is, because I have no idea. I don't have anywhere around here that I can arc it high enough and see how far it shoots. The only places that I have, I shot into blackberry bushes. I don't have a place on my property that's long enough and open enough to really cut this thing loose. I need to go to a football field or something, a local high school football field, and I'm sure they'd love me walking onto the campus with this. But I need to find a large enough open field to see just how far this could fire. I'd probably have to bring out my long tape measures. But my thanks to Eric at Misplaced Moose. This is not his card. Links to all his stuff will be down in the description. I do also eventually want to get my hands on a Moose 2 because it has the built-in 40 max and it's bullpupped and they're also cool. And I really want the set. So if anyone feels like sending me one of those, by all means, or I may finally actually order one. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this absolute behemoth of a blaster. Where would you use this? Is there any games that you guys play where you could use a 200 FPS mega blaster? Because I'd be interested. And as always, thank you guys for watching.